Travel. I'm your host, Will Richardson. On this series of episodes, we're going for a walk in the park, and quite a long walk at that. As you've seen already, and if you know Warsaw at all, it has some fantastic green spaces. But this is one of my favorite walks, right through the center of town and off the beaten track. I think it's safe to say there's very few cities that you could do such a long walk out of sight and away from traffic. We start in Marienstadt. That's the first neighborhood rebuilt after World War II. It took about 2 years. From there, near the old town, we head progressively in a southerly direction. This is a walk you're going to want to do to get to know the city, no matter what time of year you come and visit Warsaw. You'll see the University Roof Garden. It's one of the largest in Europe. You'll see a bit of Powiśla, the district between the river and the center of the city. You'll walk through woods and parks. You'll see Ujazdowski Park, one of the absolutely loveliest spots in Warsaw. And finally, Ujazdowski Castle. And we'll end up at Pole Mokotowskie, the site of the first airport in Warsaw. That's Mokotowska Field. And for most of the journey, we'll be walking eastward along the ridge, and just below it, the ridge separates the center of town, Śródmieście, from Powiśla, or the riverside. So thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure doing this series of episodes for you. Poland Daily Travel. Sometimes travel is in your own backyard. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Poland Daily Travel, your favorite travel show about Poland. I'm Will Richardson, your host of the travel show, as you know, if you've been watching us at all. This is about our 900th show. No, we've done a lot of shows, but this is a special series that we've been doing because we had to shoot in the studio for a while because of the quarantine, and we're back out, and we're not alone. The parks are, particularly this park, full of people. Right behind me, you can see that we are, if you know anything about Warsaw, on Pole Mokotowskie. I believe this is where the old airfield was, which existed up until about 1930, 29 or 30, and was the first place where experiments with flight in Poland took place. And behind, in the distance, you can see the National Library and Archives. So, an interesting place to be. And I can tell you, lots of people on bikes, on skates, and lots of dogs running around. And it's generally very, very nice atmosphere on a Friday afternoon here in the lovely beginning of June. So I think we'll continue on and go on this direction, because this is Piłsudski Park. This is the Piłsudski Park, and then we're going to go over the not the river but the road, Independence Boulevard, or Niepodlegoscie Avenue, and go to the other part of Pole Mokotowskie, which is in the Śródmieście. We're in Ochota here, across the street, and we're magically in the center of town. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. We're enjoying walking, and we'll continue to show you some more of the park here. And our next series, we'll be going to Praga and looking at some of the parks there. And one of them actually has bears. So anyway, there's a teaser for you. But we're here, it's Friday, it's beautiful. We're in Pole Mokotowskie. That is the destination after the bumper for the rest of this program. And not only is it the biggest park in Warsaw at 200 hectares, it's the location of the first airport in the history of Poland. From 1910, the first experiments, until it was closed right around 1930. Okay, so stay with us. After the bumper, we'll be right back. So here we are, and here is the Józef Piłsudski monument. This is called Piłsudski Park, and it's in his honor. He is known as the inventor of Polish independence. That's what it says here. Twórca Polski niepodległe. He lived from 1867 till 1935. And on his death in 1935, there was a big funeral procession that went through the park, through this particular area, and was on its way to Wawel, to the castle in Krakow. So there's your Piłsudski monument. It's impossible to really minimize how important he was to Polish independence. We saw earlier the monument to the bust and monument of Paderewski. Paderewski also very important in a cultural sense, but also he was the prime minister, not Piłsudski, during and the representative of Poland during the Paris peace talks in 1919. But the real force behind molding Polish independence, the main force, not the only one, there were many other participants, was Józef Piłsudski, who then became the benevolent dictator, if you will, the leader of Poland, up until his death in 1935. So wherever you go in Poland, people's houses, you see pictures of them. Wherever you go in Poland, there's always Piłsudski, there's Mickiewicz, there's Chopin, there is Paderewski, and Sienkiewicz, and so forth, Slovatsky. Poles tend to revere even more the artists than they do their politicians. Piłsudski and Kosciuszko and Pulaski, as Americans say, are exceptions really to the rule that Polish artists are very close to hearts of Polish people and very much celebrated in street names, square names, you name it, all of those different things. So Piłsudski, inescapable, everywhere you go, very important guy. Let's move on. Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Poland Daily Travel. We're here on the bridge that goes between Pola Mokotowskie in Ochota and Śródmieście, the center. So that's Ochota and the center. So behind me you can see obviously the skyline, the major skyline of Warsaw, the major part of it. And on this one, the really tall one with the cranes on top, that's going to be the tallest, if not already, it will soon be the tallest building in Europe. It's the Warsaw Tower. And you can see how much smaller the Palace of Culture, which used to be the tallest building, and the Marriott building used to be. You can see the Warsaw Spire in the middle as well. No, that's not the Warsaw Spire, that's the Złote Tarasy. Warsaw Spire is behind. At any rate, this bridge connects those two sides of the park. And we're going to, go ahead, yeah. We're in the middle of a pedestrian way, so, and bicycles, so let the people go by. And basically that's it. We're going to go on and connect with the center now. So stay with us on Poland Daily Travel, and we're doing our walk through the parks of Warsaw.